very good witness to the madness that was.
Heels, pops, and chair shots.
HPC.
Heels, pops, and chair shots.
Pero mírate a ti.
Heels, pops, and chair shots. Wrestling's entertainment champions.
What a bunch of idiots, imbeciles, stupid as it gets. Stupid, clueless idiot, a bunch of clueless nuts. Is there anybody here that's got any brains? Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, Wrestling's Entertainment Champions. No chance in hell. We back at it, 355 that is. And we got one thing to tell you. Mischief, let them know what to do.
Make sure you subscribe and like, follow. We are Heels, Pops, Chair Shots, at HBC Bad Guys on all your favorite platforms, including Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and your mother's favorite Facebook page, baby. We out here.
Esa misma. Ladies and gentlemen.
Keeping it light, baby. We keeping it light with some wrestling for your assling.
For that assling, baby. Listen, the smoke is settled, right? The smoke is cleared. SummerSlam is gone, come and gone. I've added new pins on this hat of mine. And the wrestling has not stopped. It has just been on a full throttle, foot on the gas pedal, one speed only. From AEW to TNA to ESPN. Holy ish. What is going on?
There are a lot of moves being made by many people. I mean, this could have been, this episode could have been like business as usual is unusual.
I love that. Damn.
The moves, yeah, I know, right? We just missed it. Yo, let's start again. Let's start again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Just the moves that ESPN is making have left me very impressed. But not just ESPN, like Paramount, right? The moves that Paramount has made. We're seeing not so much a channel or a streaming service, but the moves that TNA may or may not be making, the moves that UFC is making. So, where do you want to start? You want to dive into ESPN, or you want to?
I love the moves that they're making, but even with all that noise, there's still more moves being made by a killer, and things are getting hot. Things are getting so hot that we gotta start with that, because if you lived under a rock or not, then you're gonna have to wake up. Karrion Kross, ladies and gentlemen, his contract has been up for about a few days now, and listen, the streets is talking. All right, the streets is talking. Shout outs to this tweet from Scarlett Bordeaux. My time in WWE has been an incredible ride, and I can truly say it's been the best locker room I've ever been part of. These people aren't just co-workers, they're family. I love you all, and I deeply miss seeing you each and every week. To the fans, you've never been just a crowd. You've just been more than partners in every fight, and the reason we've given everything for this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. The next chapter starts now, and I'm ready to bring something unforgettable to any stage anywhere in the world. If you want the smoke show you're on your show, let's make it happen.
Oh, and I read that they've been booked somewhere.
Have you now?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna put that shit as soon as I finish. As soon as I find it, I mean. But what's happening with Killer Kross? I don't know. Is it a work? Is it a shoot? Like, is this happening?
There's a lot of theories going on right now.
Well, he went on Ariel Helwani's show, and he made it clear, like, this is not a work, right? Ariel asked him straight up. But I find that funny. Like, yo, you're gonna ask, not that he's a liar, but I'm saying, like, if you ask a liar, and they're like, nah.
You're gonna ask Seth Rollins' coworker if he's working you.
Seth Rollins went on ESPN. Shout out to ESPN. He went on the Science Show, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm so hurt." Like, you I don't know if you will ever like you're gonna ask a wrestler, "You working me?" And they're gonna be like, "Hold on, to be honest with you, yeah, I'm working you, bro."
Yeah,
Well,
I
like,
think
what do you think is gonna be the answer to that?
I don't think that's how wrestling works.
Yeah, I don't think you know that. Scarlett Bordeaux on her page, and I'm gonna put on the trailer real quick. It'll be at the end of it.
No doubt.
She put a list of like their convention dates and places that they're gonna be. I thought that I could have sworn I saw that they were gonna be at a show.
So
Got booked somewhere, which would lead me to believe like, well, shit, if they're taking bookings like for real.
oh, I don't see it here. There's a show coming up. Oh, October 10th in the Javits Center.
Yeah.
You could. He's gonna be very busy on October the 10th. Let's just say that. At least from you're hearing from here first on HPC. Karrion Kross will definitely be very busy on October 10th, specifically that day, since he's gonna be booked at the Javits Center already, which is I think New York City. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
keep that in mind. Keep that date locked in. I feel like he's gonna be very busy.
But be that as it may, like they're taking bookings, or are they, or aren't they? They're doing conventions, which conventions I guess are okay. But if we are to believe that all of this is true, and Karrion Kross did not get re-signed, or as he put it, they gave him a shitty offer. Well, he didn't say shitty, but it was apparently a shitty offer because his first inclination was to say, "How did you come up with this valuation?" Which leads me to believe that like the offer was so low that you're like, "Where the fuck did you get this number?"
I don't think it was just a number though. He also mentions Scarlett wasn't included on this deal.
And that was the other part of it, right? That Scarlett was not a part of the deal, and I think Scarlett is a part of the package. Like, we saw what Karrion Kross was on WWE TV without Scarlett, and not to say that like he doesn't need her, but he needs her. You know what I'm saying? Like she's part of his package as a performer. She rounds
amongst
him
other
out.
things.
She rounds him out as a performer, I think. I don't know. I'm still torn between this being a work or a shoot. I think that we're in an era of wrestling. I think Seth Rollins kind of showed us that. An era of wrestling that will blur the lines and will be very purposeful in doing so. And I'm surprised that it took this long to get.
Thank you, because that's literally well, I'm thinking that as you're talking. How is it 2025 and somebody finally took this initiative to like?
Bro, I don't understand. Like, what Seth Rollins did on ESPN was brilliant, right? And then the social media with his daughter, brilliant.
Yes.
Like that is how you do it, right? That is a great way to sell your character, to sell what's happening, to kind of like get people into it. This is how you do it in 2025. If this Karrion Kross shit is a work, that's how you do it, right? You go do the tours and you lie to Hawani, lie to people, like, yo, because this is the magic, right? This is the show. You're a magician, you're a performer, you go on stage, you do your magic, you do your show, you don't tell your secrets. Now we're at a point where like all the secrets are out, but now all the secrets are out. We need new secrets. Like we need new ways. Like we need new ways to do the show. If David Copperfield and Chris Angel and everybody else threw out all their secrets, now they need to do it a different way, right? Like if all the illusions were ruined for you, now they need to do the show a different way. And taking advantage of these opportunities as they present themselves. Again, I'm going to say Seth Rollins was a great example. Karrion Kross and on Hawani's show. Hawani went on Impulsive, and he was with Logan Paul, and I thought they had a great like work shoot, interview. It was a lot of work stuff, but like it weaves in and out. I think Logan Paul, in many ways, helped usher that in.
Yeah.
Because he's a good work shooter, right? Or shoot worker or whatever, right? He'll take what's happening. He'll turn it into a story. He'll take what the crowd is giving him. Like the crowd is telling him he sucks, and he's gonna turn it into something. He's gonna look at Jelly Roll and be like, I hate outsiders. Right? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is the evolution of the sport of wrestling, right? We need to create magic other ways, and this is how we create magic.
It's a great way to do it too.
Lie
to everybody.
Lie to everybody. If you're a performer, you're a liar. Like lie.
Just
lie to me. Lie to me. Nah, like for real. In the history of wrestling, like has all been lying, right? It's just been a whole series of lies, right? We believe that The Undertaker and Kane were brothers. We believe that Paul Bearer was their dad.
What? Wait, hold on. Stop. Chill. Like, I said lied. That was when wrestling was real. Like,
well,
anything after that is what you're talking about.
Well, Schultz will smack you for that, but the end all be all is like this. That is the game, right? It's the game you play, like towing the line of reality. Here we are towing the line of reality, and Seth Rollins did it in a way that was like very in your face because he's a heel. So got you, right? Karrion Kross, I mean, he's a heel too, so he could be like, got you anyway, or whatever. Like,
you know what the best part is about their lies? Maybe even with the lying, look at us. We're here talking about the fact that the possibility that Karrion Kross could be lying and eventually will be brought back, and this is just a whole charade. Like, because what does it really cost $1 billion company? It may cost Karrion, right? But what does it cost $1 billion company to let you just go, be out for a little bit, and bring more stock to your name, because that's going to help you anyway when we bring you back, right? So just us talking about that fact is because we're the hardcore fan. This lying shit, it works maybe 99.9% of on the common fan or the casual fan, and there are a lot more of them these days. Check this out. We had, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Fat Joe and Jadakiss have a podcast now. You know, because they seen us work, and they decided to join in on the fun.
I went,
and this is a great example of getting
great example.
I went to
He admits he got
SummerSlam.
work.
I went because a good friend of mine, Jelly
playing the
Roll,
audio?
was wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? So I know he trained 4 months. You know, he's a big boy. You know, I stick with the big boys.
Pause.
I told you already. That ain't even part of the story. Jelly Roll against Logan Paul, and I'm cheering Jelly Roll up. They are beating the brakes off of Jelly Roll. Now, I'm a fat guy, so I know every bone. I know every bone.
I know every bone.
So I know when he falls, I say, that's 2 months out of the country awards. He is not going to the country awards. Not after this shit. So I'm filming this shit. He put him on the table. And Logan Paul's up on the top rope. The man jumps and crashes on Jelly Roll. I immediately was like, all right, there he goes. He's out for 4 months. There's no way. But like, they suckered me in. 10 guys ran over, and girls. 10 guys and girls ran over. Oh my God, are you okay? I'm thinking he's hurt because I'm a fat guy. Jelly Roll gets up and turns around and says, I'm sorry, Joe. I can't fight no more. I tried, Joe. Thank you for supporting me, Joe. It's 1 million people in this fucking arena. This is Jelly Roll. I swear to God, he looked at me. I'm sorry, Joe. Mike Herman was right next to me. He said they definitely not gonna believe it. The guy from Fanatics, I'm like, but Jelly, I'm patting him on his back. But in true WWE fashion,
That's right.
He turns around, he starts looking, and they're like, Jelly. And all of a sudden, I got the power. came back and started clotheslining dudes, fucking them up. I got suckered for the wrestling.
Yo, a suckered for the wrestling is right, and that's what we need. Dang it, we need more footage of that. We need more strategic mind fuckery, like they're doing.
Yo, and did you see when Joe Budden went to SummerSlam?
I saw a clip of it too. Who was he talking? He mentioned that Cardi was there. Damn, I gotta pull that clip up because I already forgot. But I did see that he was part of it. So many more people are watching wrestling now, and this type of thing, these I don't want to say, yeah, well, not marks, but it's just the tactics that are in place are standard. Not that they don't work for us anymore, the hardcore fan, but it's just we can spot it easier than the casual fan. So when you got more casuals buying in every now with these new deals, the Netflix, the Fox, SmackDown, USA Network still holding it down, all these casuals gonna eat it up. Eat it up. This is gold.
We need more of that. So, I found the clip. Right?
Okay, bet. Put on the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the thing. And he talks about like how hyped he was and how it was exciting and how, yo, it really is. You don't know jack shit about wrestling and you start seeing people get hyped and you.
Albie Al, the rapper from Jersey City, he was at American Dream this weekend for SummerSlam. He came out and posted a video of his Mount Rushmore. You know how crazy it is to see Albie Al and then the caption read WWE Mount Rushmore? That's crazy. It's crazy. Here come Joe Buttons now.
I'm chill. It's a very organic experience for me. OTC! 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 Yeah, fuck they talk about, nigga.
What they talking about?
I don't care. A bad guy. But if the crowd is chanting, yeah, nigga, we on that.
We on that. We on that.
OTC!
You see, and it,
Bragging that he had the belt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then some nigga came out.
Roman Reigns.
And I was like, yo, who the... Nah, it wasn't Roman.
CM Punk.
I was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Kaz is a wrestling head. Yeah, he breaks it down. There's too much story to give you with this one. They split up, yada, yada, yada. I said, word? The crowd started chanting. L.A. Knight. L.A. Knight.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's go. They wasn't really fucking with Seth. Oh,
Nah, they weren't.
like he's on some bad guy.
He's a
shit.
heel guy.
They wasn't really feeling something.
they wasn't really fucking with Seth. He's on some bad guy shit.
yeah, he's on some bad guy shit. And real talk, maybe it's because I'm a dude that like fucks with Joe and both Joes and Jadakiss and on all of them, but I want to see that. I want to see people I respect and people I enjoy wrestling.
Yeah,
Not
man.
like criticize the shit out of wrestling. Yo, I mean we but you gotta like. I guess we go back to the same. Like you gotta fall in love with the magic, right? Like fall in love with the magic of it, and motherfuckers like that are in the magic of it. You know, we're in an interesting time where like Unreal, right? WWE Unreal is out, and you're seeing a lot of behind the curtains, and I think that this is where lines get blurred. But like you could know it's a performance and still go see the performance, right? You go to Broadway, you go to movies. You know what happens at the end of the movie usually, right? Like read a comic, you know what the comic is gonna be like, you know what Superman is gonna end like. So that part I don't give a fuck about, but like when you see people having fun with wrestling and when you see wrestlers doing their part to make it as real and believable as possible, that's when like wrestling really has its most magical moment. Like that's where it's at its best. And Tyrese Halliburton
Oh man.
talked a lot about
Kenny Omega.
wrestling
I can watch
recently on
a
this
little bit of
podcast.
wrestling. Like,
Go ahead, yo. Put that up.
That's
fire.
crazy.
And then because when I started following Ebu and started following like getting
Yo,
more
check my man in the
immersed
top
wrestling
left corner.
Twitter,
Omega, Kenny Omega. Like I was like, okay, I can watch a little bit of this.
He
I
said
see
Kenny
spots
Omega.
and stuff where I'm like, that's fire. And then I
There's
met
a clip
him
of Halliburton
at the
saying
airport
he
in
ain't fucking with
Chicago.
AEW.
I was in Chicago. I stopped at a Jamba
Bro,
Juice
Ibu
to
looked like he just
to
lost
grab
his soul.
something before my flight, and I'm behind a guy, and he's like kind of Aki, and I'm like, who is this? He like kind of turned around after he
Might
ordered
be
his
the
food, and I
next
was
clip.
like, oh. So I started a conversation,
Yeah,
and like
it might,
I
it's
didn't,
the
like,
next
I didn't
clip.
introduce myself or anything. It was literally just we talked like, oh, Kenny, nice to meet you, bro. Like, love what you do. Like, I'm a big wrestling fan. Like, super cool to meet you. And like, he had just landed from like Japan and was coming back, and he like we chopped it up. He grabbed his food. He left, and I was like, oh, that was cool. And I was like in the middle of texting Ibu, and then I get a tap on my shoulder. He came back to tap me on the shoulder and be like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like out of it. It just landed, I've been flying, but like super cool to meet you, and like loved our conversation. You want to take a picture? And we took a picture, and I was like, oh, this is the coolest. Like, that's super cool, because it was never like, I don't even know if he knew that I was like an NBA player or who I was. Like, I think he just genuinely thought it was like a cool conversation.
Halliburton, no.
And he was super cool. So that would be
He knows ball.
my answer if you're putting.
He's
me
what?
Because he was super cool.
He
Oh my
knows
God,
ball.
what a goat! She's
See
just
if
my
I-
humble goat. Just came back to
Halliburton
meet
knows
a
what it is.
gracious fan.
I'm gonna see if I
Oh
can
my
find
God.
that.
Yeah,
picture on
that's
my phone.
crazy.
Why-
You saying it was this one?
The second clip that I sent, that's on the Trello.
Oh, on the Trello. My bad.
Yeah. If you pull that up,
Yeah, I got
Yo.
it.
Halliburton was like, they basically asked him like, yo, you would you come to AEW? Like, you know, would you go to other? He's like, yo, I ain't fucking. And my man looked
he
like
said
was
what?
gonna- He's like, I ain't really fucking with nobody. Watch, pull it up.
Oh,
But
no.
Look at my man in the top left. Like, his feelings get hurt. yo.
No.
Huge fan
Watch.
of professional
Just
wrestling.
peep the face.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Right,
WWE.
right.
Calm it down, brother. WWE. I'm not a fan of WWE. You heard what he said the other day. He said he's not a wrestling guy. He's a WWE guy. I'm a WWE guy. I haven't really watched anything else. Like,
Look, he's like,
sometimes if you tell me to go watch them, I'll think about it.
You don't even want to say nothing.
look, he's like, ah, damn.
Huge fan of professional wrestling.
Oh,
Why don't
man.
you talk about that a little bit?
He
Yo,
dead
this
ass shut it down right away, too. He was like, hey, WWE, not just professional, WWE. I'm a WWE guy.
Yeah.
You know what? You
Yeah.
want some points, Halliburton. You want some points with me.
Yo, I'll tell you what, yo. First of all, Halliburton, I would have chopped him in his neck. But he said if he said he had a conversation with Triple H, right? And if they won the championship and Cena was still healed by SummerSlam, that he wanted to come out with Cena at SummerSlam.
Oh,
So,
that
you
would
know,
have been amazing.
With the chip, like with his own belt, right? Like
yeah.
with the Pacers belt or whatever.
Oh, what a
in the
piece
New
of
York-
shit. Yeah,
in the
hell
New
yeah.
York, New Jersey crowd with Cena and his belt.
Wow.
Like, he's like, so that, yo, he gets that. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like, you get it.
Yeah,
Because
nah.
his shit was like, I wanted to be the bag, like, I wanted to come out and be that dude. So, whatever, he's trash on the basketball court, but I like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like, I like that. Like, the way wrestling is crossing over to pop culture, the way people that you know in sports and pop culture are interacting with wrestling. You know, if you're a country music fan, you got Jelly Roll. If you like rap and hip hop, you got Joe Budden and Joe and Fat Joe and Jadakiss and a number of other people, right, who have recently gotten into wrestling and been talking about it in podcasts and nature. Halliburton talking about it. Travis Kelce was talking about it not too long ago. So like
Ice Cube's kid.
Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce.
Right? He was at a show. So like
If you like horror movies, they got something for you too, apparently, over there at Universal this year. Check out the Firefly Funhouse.
talking about
This is
crossover
incredible
appeal.
here.
Yo, this really is a business episode. This episode, damn, we incorrectly titled this show.
Yeah, this is standing on business or some shit.
Standing on business, yo.
Yeah,
So
Firefly
Universal-
Funhouse.
Universal has like the Horror Nights coming up, and like the Wyatt Six are gonna be a part of it, and my Funhouse shit. That's crossover appeal. You want to talk about crossover appeal? Yo, Universal, one of the top stars in basketball right now, talking about it. Some of like the '90s and 2000s biggest stars talking about it. Like, we are in pop culture phenomena right now.
It's wild.
This is mad cool. By the way, the set designer, Jason Baker, right? His name is.
Is it just okay? I didn't know that.
I think his name is Jason Baker. I forgot. But read the tweet, because he was like,
So
the irony that
yeah.
this is a food booth at Universal Studios.
A food. Oh shit! So yeah, snacks and drinks for everyone out of his own pocket. That is crazy. And this is the first look here. Look at this shit.
The
yo.
budget was so small on the first Firefly Funhouses that they had no food, no catering, and Bray Wyatt just spotted everybody some food. So that's a cool story for Bray Wyatt. Interesting now that we're seeing this at Universal, but I want more crossover appeal.
Wow,
I
man.
want more of this.
Yeah, no, this is just a taste. Cause again,
This is the tip of the iceberg.
just the tip of the
This is
iceberg.
just the tip. This is the business tip of the iceberg.
Oh,
Because the bigger moves we have yet to talk about. Although
I think it's time. I
Go ahead.
I think it's time we start bringing out some of the mountains, some of the paramounts of the worlds, because it's not just WWE making this noise; it's the parent. WWE has parents, TKO, and they have siblings like the UFC. Let me tell you something right quick. UFC making this deal to become exclusive to Paramount. I think, from what I'm reading, because words make things mean different things. So these words make it sound like UFC's probably the closest you're gonna get to the old WWE network, whereas you have your fighting company that's gonna it's gonna stream out PLEs, but then also include the entire library of content for under $30. I think, what is it gonna be? Do they even say it here? 29?
Oh, the Paramount one?
Yeah,
No,
Paramount.
I'm not sure what the Paramount one is.
But that it's not gonna be $30. It's definitely cheaper than that. It's if not half. Let's see what they say here. Nah, they don't got the
What's
prices in
interesting-
here. Nah, I don't see it.
Wow. What we're seeing though, the UFC had said that like the pay-per-view model is outdated, right? And we're seeing it, right? Like we've seen it with WWE. You purchase Peacock or whatever. They created their own network, and then once you $9.99, right? You're not paying for the PLEs anymore. You're paying for the whole package, right? Now they went over to Peacock and same, right? Like you're not paying for the PLEs anymore. You're paying for the whole package or access to the package. UFC, we're over it. They're like, yo, we were hanging on to that business model, but guess what? That business model, that shit is outdated.
Zacaria Ferreira.
Access to the archives, access to the stream, access to the product, and you'll see it. And that is, I think, how you make sports bigger. That is how you make the brand bigger. You make it accessible to as many people as possible. Now, it's going to be 13 marquee number events and 30 fight nights a year.
30 fight things a year. Wow. Is that
30
more?
Fight nights, but 13 of the numbered events. The numbered events are like
okay.
pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was gonna consider the numbered events like they're big fights, like they're like PLEs or whatever.
Those are the big ones. Yeah,
Okay.
the number is like UFC 150, right? Like
And
Those are the big
they getting 13 of those.
13 a year.
Oh, that's not
And
not a
then-
lot.
But that's one a month. That's a little bit more than one a month.
Yeah.
It's like one every 4 weeks, one every 3.5, 4 weeks, like whatever that is. So that's still that's still like on pace for what they do regularly. Then the 30 fight nights a year, like that's still mad fights. Like the fight nights are still their own cards.
Right.
I think, and to be honest, I think this is an effort to knock out things like Triller, right, and how they've been doing business.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough for those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to watch that if I can watch UFC for the low price of like $10 a month. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay $70 or $60 or whatever.
Well,
that was.
those Triller companies are gonna have to bank on a lot more indie shows, a lot more local promotions. Which, by the way, this on the low, right? This game that everybody's playing, all these big companies are playing with the streaming services and all that. It's kind of caused, let's call it the streaming wars, right? They've caused some kind of what's the word? Is there a word for much needed or lack of? Because essential need of live indie shows. It's like the territories can make some money here in this midst of all these streaming services locally, and like, you know, and anything that's consistent and that's got a following, they can make a pretty buck right now doing local shows that aren't really televised or streamed. And that goes for like any indie promotions coming up.
I'm not really following the tie-in because, like, what are you trying to say?
There's not that
This
much.
is really-
There's not that much in.
This is more about like the big getting bigger, right? You got UFC, you know, already the leading MMA brand, right?
Yeah, and that covers for the big guys, the big.
More accessible, right?
Yeah.
Like now they're more accessible.
But now,
if you wanted to watch UFC, you had to either do the pay-per-view or catch one of their fight nights that were on like ESPN or whatever it was.
right?
Like, you know, you weren't really catching the fight nights. You weren't really. You were trying to watch the pay-per-views. You were really trying to catch the big ones.
The
Now
numbered
that shit
ones.
is available. The number one, the marquee, right? Like now they're available for you to see. You don't really gotta like, stretch your pockets like that. Even though Paramount stretched their pockets for 1.1 billion per year for 7 years.
But their ticket
That is
prices.
more. That is more than what the value of Paramount is. Paramount's like 6 point something billion, and they paid UFC 7.7 billion for this 7-year deal.
These guys are rich. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, so I've heard.
But
and
they're
and TKO is eating.
yeah, no, they eat all up. They're the ones winning here. But my thing with the local businesses is also because of their ticket prices at their shows. It's 2-night WrestleManias, 2-night SummerSlams. All the 4 major PLEs for WWE are gonna be 2 nights now. A lot of people can't afford that, so those people are now in the market for local shows and house shows or indie events that are like $20 a pop will get you front row seating, and they're gonna not only be a great matchup, great card, but they're gonna probably use you if you're in the front row. You'll probably be more involved and have a better experience. So there is a bit of a market growing for indie shows and local talents and local promotions with the heightening of all these prices everywhere. But as far as streaming services goes and cable providers, this free WrestleMania on ESPN, talk to me about that, because I don't know, man. I might just go back to Cablevision real quick.
Oh, I just canceled my DVR because AEW Dynamite is on.
Yeah.
Right? It live streams on Max, and then it's available on Max. After the fact, Raw is on Netflix. SmackDown's on Fox.
And the one that you don't watch in between it is because you didn't mention it as well, is because it's on the CW.
Oh, I don't catch NXT regularly.
Okay.
So
well.
I'm not like, you know,
right. Developmental.
Developmental, and now and they went back to being developmental.
Yeah, they.
You know what's crazy? Like, there was a point in time where NXT could have very easily been like a third brand. Right? It could have been a legitimate.
It was a.
third
I
brand.
still catch myself going back to these NXT Brooklyn takeovers that we went to and rewatching them joints because they were amazing.
And they fumbled that.
Yeah.
Because you have a third brand, and then you have Evolve that could have been your development, and then you have LFG that could have been your developmental, and you could have had all these other developed TNA, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But back to Triple H and this story right here. ESPN is going to be allegedly putting WrestleManias and PLEs on ESPN, on TV, accessible to consumers.
That's wild.
Now, part one of this is everybody needs to calm the fuck down. When ESPN announced the acquisition of the rights to WWE PLEs, everybody lost their shit because it came with a $39.99 price tag, right? There was $39.99 a month. Everybody's like, I'm not paying $49. Oh, $29. I'm not paying $30. I'm not. Well, you don't have to pay $30, you dumb bitch. You only pay $30 if you don't already have ESPN. So, reading is fundamental, and patience is essential, right? Like, wait for more details, and then read them thoroughly. So, the plan allegedly is this is going to be right on regular television.
That's crazy.
And that makes a lot of sense to me, right? Because we don't pay for the World Series. That shit's on television. And we don't pay for the NBA Finals because that's on television. And we don't pay for the
Facts.
Super Bowl because that's on television. Shit, we don't really pay for like the World Series of Poker or the Dart Championships or bowling, right? Like all those high level championship series or games are available.
When starts WrestleMania?
WWE happen. Well, it's more than just WrestleMania. They happen to have 12 or 13 of them a year, right? And WrestleMania being the one, but then you've got like the core four. Those, if you want to remain in pop culture, right? Like the theme of tonight's episode, we've talked about like how they're so entrenched in pop culture. We've talked about how they've been so business savvy. Make it available, lower the barrier for entry, make it so that everybody could watch this shit as easily as possible.
I think that's pretty easy right there.
ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports. But they messed up one thing, is that they kind of murked some of the shit that they did very well, right? Like, for the most part, when sports isn't on, because sports is not on 24/7, they did all their debate shows. Around the Horn, Pardon the Interruption, Sports Center, First Take, blah, 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 right? And they had all these different avenues to discuss at length, right? Different things. And they killed all that. They killed all that in favor of giving Pat McAfee like 100 hours of programming and whatever. But you need to fill like the air with more sports, and there's only so much the NFL is going to give you. They gave you one more a year or two ago, right? Like the NBA is probably not growing in terms of I really wish the MLB would reduce the number of games. WNBA is not making a push for being a bigger sell, although they're growing. Like I don't know how much or how fast. Acquiring a WWE is a major piece to that puzzle, because I would venture to guess that most people watching WWE watch something else. They watch a sport, at least one. At least one. I would say more than half of WWE fans. More than half of WWE fans watch NFL, or they watch NBA, or they watch MLB.
The smartest thing they did was hack my phone and all my devices and learn to include Red Zone in this package. The smartest thing they did.
ESPN is killing it.
Smartest.
They're killing it by including like NFL Network, Red Zone, making WWE PLEs accessible. This makes them the worldwide leader in sports. This makes WWE so accessible. They even want to acquire the WWE content library. If Vince
Can
was
you
around,
imagine?
Vince would be fucking fuming. This would never be possible because Vince would never sell the rights to anything, right? In fact, do you remember the WWE Network? We had it so good. We had it so good, man.
Oh man, do you think that the network was probably just Vince shopping that idea? Like it was just like some kind of like ploy or just like experiment, just to show you this. I'm gonna do this and be based on how successful this will be, because I know it will be successful. It's gonna entice you to want to own it.
I think Vince was ahead of his time. That's really what it was. He was ahead of his time in creating a WWE network. Would be incredible. The only nuance to that is like they should live stream their shows, right? So like live stream Raw and SmackDown, or at least have it accessible after 24 hours, something like a short turnaround like that. I know like with USA and Fox, like they wouldn't be able to do that, but I think that would make it just a bit more.
So that's funny, but does that make it a different, like, would that matter which service you get versus, okay, let me get Verizon Fios cable service where I'll have ESPN the network and I'll be able to watch WrestleMania and all the PLEs on the ESPN channel without having to add an app.
So that's the thing, right? That's the thing that like you only got the WWE network if you were a WWE fan, right? Which limited who saw WWE network, right? Like who watched pay-per-view. You had to be a fan to want to watch the pay-per-view. If on a regular fucking Sunday night, WWE Money in the Bank is on, I might watch it on the, and I'm not a fan, right? But I might have it on.
Yeah.
And I might see it. And I might catch a Roman Reigns who looks like a legitimate athlete, right? Like who well, I mean they're all legitimate athletes, but like he's got that physical, like, yo, this is a big dude, like he's an athlete, like he rivals a football player or a basketball player. He's not like one of these like really skinny, really small guys. And the Braun Breakers,
yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. Like the really like, yo, this looks like an athlete I would see on ESPN. And then you mix that in with like the Seth Rollins, not to say that Seth Rollins is not an athlete, but like the personalities, right? The gimmicks, you mix that in with the gimmicks. And then you mix a little bit of that with like some of the nostalgia that'll hook you in, right? Every once in a while, you put a Stone Cold out there, you put a Rock out there, you put somebody that's recognizable for like the old school. Yo,
exposure is crazy.
That's how you grow, right? One of the things that we talked about TNA in the past is how, because of where TNA is watchable, it's struggled to grow, right? TNA has not been accessible. It's on Anthem, it's on like Spike, it's like that shit was just not available. And so, conversely, if this shit is on cable television, like on regular, not just cable television like USA, because here's the thing, WWE being on USA Network, WWE carried the USA Network, right?
At least in the very
WWE
beginning.
At least in the very beginning. Well, sure, but WWE is not the most popular thing on ESPN.
No.
So ESPN is carrying WWE, right? Fox, like WWE is not the most popular thing on Fox. Right?
Probably
NFL
not,
is
but I bet you it was
NFL is NFL is the most popular thing on Fox.
Okay, yeah.
Like the MLB is probably more popular.
Damn,
So-
I don't know, yo, about that.
That's a Chat GPT away.
Yeah, we gotta chat GPT that shit.
But ESPN is just killing the game by acquiring, acquiring this new content library. And the great thing about WWE on ESPN is that WWE has no off season. There's always content. There's always more. There's always more. There's always a next month thing. And
What a way to fill in any blanks, right? For at ESPN with that. For any sport that does have an off season.
But then add to that things like Talking Raw, right? Talking Smack. Add to that like the debate shows. Add to that like the Peter Rosenbergs and the Sam Roberts. Add to that like all those opportunities. Like now you're talking about WWE on First Take. Now you're talking about WWE on. You would be talking about WWE on PTI. You would be saying like, what NBA superstar would be a crossover? Da, da, da. Oh well, Halliburton. Oh well, like, and so like there's this momentum, and if you are a
Damn, that's
sports fan,
crazy.
you see that, and you see that enough, right? You see enough where they're saying, yo, LeBron James should really be a part. LeBron James should be, LeBron James, and then you start seeing highlights of WWE, and WWE, great visuals.
And then LeBron James is main eventing WrestleMania 45 with Logan Paul.
And you're like, yo, this is something I would catch. And then there's a 30 for 30. Vince McMahon is a dirty old bitch. And like, and they have all these intellectual properties tie in together. That shit is cool as fuck. Like, this is how you grow. WWE, I said before, like, they were ahead of their time, and like the WWE network can pop now. But the biggest difference is that now there is this opportunity to grow in that I think was unfathomable. Like, you could not have thought that WWE is going to be on ESPN 10, 15 years ago.
Because ESPN is just. I don't think of ESPN as a subscription service or anything. I think of ESPN as a network cable television channel. So for them for wrestling and to be on a network cable channel like that, for a network cable channel to take over the game like this is unheard of. So what do? What happens when a channel just goes and just takes over a big sport like this? When it happens for the first time, you do it again.
Okay.
CBS Sports, they jump in on all the fun. ESPN, CBS doing the same thing with UFC, apparently. Dana White says the UFC White House event will be live on CBS on July the 4th.
Well, that's part of the Paramount thing, right? Like, CBS is part of Paramount.
Right.
So,
That's right. That's the same thing. Duh.
but like, this White House event,
That's the event. It's crazy, right?
what are we talking about right now? We're doing a UFC event in front of the goddamn White House on the 4th of July on cable on regular television,
on the channel that everybody has, even if you don't have cable.
Well, that's insane. And so like TKO right now,
yeah, it's a laundry. They're washing themselves. They're bathing in money right now. Is what it is.
This is insane. This is insane. And what I'm interested to see, like, it's like SmackDown's going back to USA, but like the next one, like what happens with SmackDown when this contract is over? After we see the success, and I am going to presume this is going to be a success, right? The success of WWE on ESPN for both parties, because I do think both parties will benefit. I think ESPN will benefit heavily from WWE, but WWE will benefit immensely by the popularity of ESPN and just the accessibility. This is going to be big for wrestling. So big, it might swallow up all the market share for everybody else. Like I don't know how you survive the tidal wave of WWE. Think about that. AEW will be struggling in a way to be a part of the conversation. Like they're gonna have to be the alternative. Like they are WCW to WWE's WWF. Like it's.
I don't know about that just yet.
Thank you.
Cause rumor has it, and I don't know where it is on here on the trailer, but rumor has it. Apparently, WWE has plans for TNA, and right now, their plan is to make sure TNA becomes the number 2, or the WCW to the WWE, as you just so put it. They don't want another DTVD for AEW, apparently, man. If TNA can become the second biggest company and land themselves a secured cable network, this is exactly what you were just talking about here. This is probably what gets them to become the number 2 in this all of a sudden race, right? Or competition to be number 2. Or I didn't think there would be any competition for AEW. I thought this was their... I thought number 2 was their spot, and their spot alone by a distance, which I'm still convinced is. But this is intriguing to me. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I mean, for them to have this on their mind and on their agenda is entertaining in itself.
Well, here's how you do it, right? You become a part of like the WWE sphere of influence. TNA is working with WWE. WWE is now part of the ESPN family. Highlights, crossovers, right? TNA people at WrestleMania, TNA people at pay-per-views, TNA people, right, all over the place. What you're gonna see on TV on ESPN is not AEW. You're not gonna see AEW in social media that much, because ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, is going to be retweeting and reposting and talking about this TNA brand.
That's crazy.
TNA also allegedly is willing to go on Wednesday nights. So WWE pretty much aligned with TNA, and there's a second part to this, but WWE aligned with TNA in a way where TNA was like, I'll do your dirty work. And think about how bad of a taste Forbidden Door was for TNA, right? Like that whole partnership with AEW, that TNA was willing to be like, fuck it, I'm going the whole other way with it.
Damn.
I'm going the whole other way. I'm going with WWE. I'm going to align with the bad guys, right? I'm going to align with WWE, and I'm going to go on Wednesday nights to face you.
What the hell would give them such an idea to go on Wednesday nights? And I think, what is that? Isn't that like, that's like almost like if they're like counter programming them. Like what in the world would give them? How would they come up with such an idea like that?
I think that making sure that the headlines are dominated by WWE. We've seen it now, the last couple of pay-per-views by AEW. WWE throws out things like Goldberg's retirement on a Sunday night, and then envelopes it with like an NXT show and a couple of Evolve things, and before you know it, right? Because like WWE won't go, well, they haven't yet, but they won't go out there and throw like a Survivor Series out, right? Like they won't put like a big paper, right? but they'll throw a bunch of softballs out, right? They'll throw NXT pay-per-views out or PLEs, right? They'll throw Saturday night main events. They'll throw big matches, right? They'll then like they'll sandwich that with like Evolve and like LFGs and other shit and dominate or try to dominate the social media for the weekend. Dominate the headlines so that things like All In and All Out and Zen and all these other pay-per-views don't really get to see the time of day, right? Like, don't really get the impressions because your algorithm won't live on AEW because there's just so much. And like, yo, WWE's a machine.
Yeah.
They've got so much content to put out. And if you're aligned to brands like ESPN and Fox and that will retweet your shit, and you've got people like Joe Budden and Fat Joe and Halliburton who are willing to like so put out your shit, and Jelly Roll, Cameo people, and Bad Bunny,
that guy,
and the Logan Pauls, and like it's hard to survive. And this machine starts propping up TNA, who is an established brand, right? Like they exist. They've existed for a while, right? They've got like stars under their belt, right? They've got the AJ Styles, they've got Hulk Hogan's, they've got Sting, right? They've got Booker T's, Kevin Nash's, right? Joe Hendry's, Jordan Grace's, right?
The talent is definitely helpful on
Probably
that
the
regard.
best women's division at certain points in recent history. Yeah, that's not too hard to make it believable for them to be the number two. They couldn't do it on their own.
No,
they could not do it on their own.
Definitely not.
With the support of a machine,
maybe.
Yo, TNA isn't awful. Like, they're not bad.
No, definitely. And then now, if you all it takes is like that recipe you've been giving them, Trick Williams here and there, couple stars here and there. That's all you really needed.
And accessibility.
Yeah.
That Anthem shit's got to go, right? Like, not Anthem. The I forgot what channel they're on. Anthem is the
Access TV. Access TV.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I kept saying Anthem, but Access TV. Like, yo, go to a channel that's more accessible. Yo, go to a CBS. Fucking lose some money. Go to a CBS and grow the brand. You know what I mean? Like TBS is a great place, or TNT is a great place for AEW to be. Go to somewhere more accessible than that. NXT being on CW, great move. Now, I saw somebody put on social media. Damn, I want to say it was this girl from Fightful, Kate. I think it was Kate. She said, "Yo, AEW should be doing everything in their power to cater to the college demographic.
Oh.
Go to college towns, promote in college towns, right? That's a great age. They're over 18. They'll go to your shows. They'll party. They'll be loud.
They'll get it over, and they'll get it to social media.
Like, you want that energy, right? Like, yo, WWE, fine. Like, you're a machine. You're Disney. You're ESPN. You've got like this. Yeah, okay, I got you, right? Like that's almost too big to fail. Then be the party place. Be the fun place. Like, this isn't for kids, right? Like, this is, and in some ways it's not, right? Like, they've got more blood. They curse more.
Yeah.
Live in the attitude. Yeah. The only thing they're missing is like bra and panties matches. Like, they're missing that part of the attitude.
Yeah.
But
stories are gonna get that bad either. They're a little better. But they can live there. They can definitely live in that.
They can live, and I think that would give them the atmosphere. Yo, like, live in those college towns, bro. Like, have a show in a college town and like fucking give away tickets. Like, sell the tickets at half price, but give tickets out at the bars. Do like a spring break that's like a real spring break. You know what I mean? Like at Cancun and like Bash at the Beach type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
they get things trending too. They get the social media aspect of it going. And you know what would trend?
What?
If they just, I don't know, they booked Vince McMahon out of nowhere.
What are you even saying right now?
Like they should just like bring Vince to TNA or not TNA to AEW since he's not part of WWE or anything. On a Wednesday night that TNA is going to compete against them, bring out Vince McMahon. That's it. Everybody's gonna change the channel, bro. That'll be the death of TNA officially.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think Bubba Ray has a lot to say.
People are going to be crying their eyes out for John's retirement. It's going to be a very emotional night. People will be very, very happy, tears of joy, a little bit of sadness, and Vince is the guy that gave John his opportunity. Stephanie is the one who truly gave John his opportunity because she heard him rapping in the back of the
And she let him smack her ass.
John and Vince have remained friends through everything. If Vince were to come out in that moment to give John his final farewell, I think the people would like to see that or would embrace it because it's Vince McMahon's WWE that John Cena was the face of for the longest time. He was the face of Ruthless Aggression, biggest baby face in the company during Vince McMahon's time. I think they could ride that wave.
He thinks they can ride that wave. Tsunami?
Why? Yo, I don't understand the hard on that Bully Ray has for Vince. Bully Ray wanted Vince for the Hulk Hogan tribute, but Bully Ray wants Vince for this Cena tour. Yo, let the guy go, bro. Let him go. Like, move the fuck on. I don't know what kind of like compromising positions he's put you in. I don't know, the blackmail. Like, yo, you like the way that he's been brought up to be like, move on. Vince needs to move on. Bully Ray needs to move. Everybody needs to move on. I'll tell you what. Part of me thought Vince would be the one to buy TNA. This 14 and like da. But in terms of like having Vince be a part of the product, never more and never again. I think that they need to move the fuck on. The next time that Vince appears on the WWE product is when Vince passes away.
Damn.
I don't see, unless like the courts say Janelle Grant was a tremendous liar and everything was a lie and nothing was true and none of this, and we have proof of it, that everything was fabricated. Then I think that's how Vince is vindicated and Vince will come back. But if that is not the case, because Brock Lesnar leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
But he's back.
Yo. But he's not the guy. He's a part. I'm not saying he's not part of the problem. But he's not the problem.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's
Vince
not the
helped-
source of the problem.
Vince helped create a company that bought his company, which is a boss-ass move, and then was forced out of that company because he was a dirty bitch. Like, there's no, like, dog, like, there's more to it than any of us know, I am sure.
Oh, most definitely. Maybe that's what he's going off of, too. Maybe that's just it. It's just, well, first of all, he keeps mentioning that it's Vince's product or whatever. I think that this is like a slowly declining ship that isn't gonna look it already doesn't look anything like it used to be, but WWE without Vince McMahon is a completely different company, and that's what we're seeing right now. Maybe he just has issues with that change, and he just seeing Brock back kind of brings him like hope or like an idea of them. Remember, he's also in the mind frame saying that WWE is out there producing the most lies it's ever had in years, or at least publicly, like with the whole Seth Rollins shit and now the whole Karrion Kross thing. Maybe this is just another thing where he thinks either the company needs it, but I don't think he's wrong where he says that people will embrace it because remember when they first came out that the first time these allegations came out and Vince had said he's not coming on TV or whatever like that. He not only did he come on TV, he opened the show on SmackDown that one time, and he
some mixed reaction.
Yeah.
Although the positive reaction was more than the negative.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I remember.
So
because I was like, what the heck? However, I hear you and I raise you Hulk Hogan's last TV appearance.
Ooh, that was rough.
Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building.
It is different times. Yep.
It's different time.
It is different
Hulk
times.
Hogan got booed, right, for being racist, right? Unapologetically accepting that he's a racist, right? The big thing here with the Hulk Hogan is not only did he say racist things, he said, I am a racist.
Yeah.
All right? Mark Henry acknowledged as such. He was like, yo,
everybody's forgetting that point. He keeps bringing I'm glad he brought that up because a lot of people are not mentioning that part. Vince didn't mention that part.
Well, Vince was like, I know he's not racist. Except he said he was racist.
Yeah, he said it.
That part was not at work. He was fucking shooting from the hip, baby. He was saying it. But say what you want about all of this. I think what Vince did was worse.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
There's a little. I think it's a little worse. So that's the key issue here. Is that like Vince doesn't see that because I think that he's been dirty his whole life.
He showered a few times.
Nah. I think he's been dirty his whole life, doing dirty shit his whole life as a dirty, sleazy promoter. Because being a promoter has his, it's a salesman.
You got to be an animal for that.
Yeah, it's a different animal, like you said.
It's a different animal, and he was probably the best animal at it. So can you imagine those two demons combining?
He's the best promoter in the history of wrestling. That part cannot be taken away from anybody. Taken away from him, but. He's also the sleaziest, dirtiest dude to do it.
Facts.
Maybe part of you has to be, but I don't know. The thing is with this Janelle Grant thing and with Bully Ray and like, how can you prop that up? You can call Vince a G. I think a lot about like Chris Benoit in these conversations. Right, I think about Chris Benoit. I think about Michael Jackson. I think about R. Kelly. I think about P. Diddy, and the varying level, different shit that they all did, right, or allegedly did, and what I can accept as a fan of their art, right, like I wasn't crazy about Michael Jackson, but if I mean, he was absolved of it ultimately, but if he would have pedophile, like I would have been, nah, I'm good on him, right? But that's easy for me because I wasn't cool with Michael Jackson. You look at R. Kelly, I was a bit of a fan of R. Kelly, not too much of a fan of his personal work, right? There's a little bit of irreconcilability there. Like I don't know if I can really bump all the other R. Kelly shit just because of what he did.
Yeah.
Right? Like, big fan of did. Yo, bad boy for life. Like, I know he didn't write the shit, but he knew what good music. Yo, if Vince was a genius promoter, Diddy was also a genius promoter in a different sphere.
Yeah.
Right? Making the band, Bad Boy, even like the trajectory that Bad Boy was on before Biggie. Right? Like G-Dep, everybody else. But if everything that Diddy did was true, and we're seeing that a lot of it was, then maybe he was a different kind of bad boy. And maybe we don't gotta play that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then Chris Benoit, like, nah, forget about it. So like, there are levels to this shit, but there are certain like lines in the sand that are like, nah, I'm good on Vince. Unless you could show me or say otherwise, like, yo, he's completely absolved, and like there's proof, or the proof was all fabricated and everything was fake and everything. Okay, all right, I was wrong, and so be it. Yo, my bad, dude. Like that think about it, everybody. Yeah, I got worked. But as of right now,
you're not getting worked.
as of right now, it don't look like it.
You're not getting worked. Oh.
Yo, but how about Vince thinking that he was gonna come out for Hulk Hogan's tribute?
That's interesting. Cause now it's not Bubba Ray, it's Vince himself. Now that's showing. Have you learned nothing, my man? Have you learned nothing?
Well, Vince will always take the angle like, yo, I'm innocent, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy for him. Well, there's two things, right? One was like WWE's the worst it's been in years. When I think they're like the most profitable they've ever been.
Right.
I think they're the most interesting they've been in many years. Are they perfect? But like, this wrestling is certainly better than like, what's that, the 2010s?
Okay. The Ruthless Aggression, Dark Days. Yep.
The Ruthless Aggression and like the PG, yo, I missed all that.
Yeah.
That shit was ass, bro. Yeah. That's why I missed a lot of John Cena. I mean, I hate it because he was that dude.
Yeah.
He was carrying the company in that era. I don't want to see that shit. But regardless, for him to sit there and be like, yo, I should have been invited to the Hogan shit is crazy. What do you think? Should he have been invited?
Hell no. That would have undone. That would have literally undone anything that they've been trying to avoid or do with kicking him out. And that's the thing that they're not seeing. You want to bring him back, but then when the second you bring him back, everything you've done to erase him or like get him out of the company, all that shit, well, it's for nothing. What a waste of time. What a waste of energy. What a waste of anything. Like, and then he doesn't learn anything. He's not changed. So what the fuck you expect what's the next thing to happen after? What do you expect's gonna happen after he comes back? He's gonna just behave and that's it? Like, okay, I'm a changed man.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Yo.
This guy, he needs to be out. And then it's different. It's different when you think of, when you bring up points like, oh, I think people are gonna acknowledge him or they're gonna appreciate. Yeah, but those people, they're not even looking at the whole picture because you'd say WWE is his baby, right? That's his company, but that's not. This company is not his baby anymore. This company has done light years beyond change, and it's not running the same way he wants things run anyway. So it's there's no purpose in bringing him back. Nothing positive or beneficial. Better. That beneficial would be a better word. Nothing beneficial would happen with a return from Vince McMahon. It's just I can't see it right now.
And Vince McMahon is not aging graceful.
Yo,
he's aging like a fucking past due banana.
I think this is probably the chair shot of the week is Vince's looks.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Jim Ross. Jim Ross, by the way, has some fucking nerve to talk about the way people's face looks. First of all, JR, good old JR.
Much blessings to JR.
You've got the grapefruits to be sitting here talking about how Vince's face looks. That is crazy. But if anybody was gonna do it, I'm glad it was. He said, "I thought he looked horrible. I thought he looked tired. Whoever did his makeup should be fired. He looks so old. His eyes tell a big story.
Wow.
He was frustrated. His hair was one thing. His eyebrows, yo, he was just shitting on his whole face. Like,
God bless Jim Ross, man. He's actually made it back home. He gave us an update recently on social media.
Good for him.
But Yeah, man. He just went all that. All ham
That
on
shit had me
Vince.
dying, bro. When he was like, yo,
He popped us for that one. Oh, man.
that was my pop of the week.
Speaking
for
of
me?
pop of the week, this pop of the week might take some time to actually pop.
Okay.
But Naomi may be off TV for a little bit.
And why is that?
She may or may not be expecting, rumor has it. So I don't want to say anything just yet, but if she does seem a little prego, she's going to be out for some time, man. And God bless them for actually getting that, doing that, man. Because if they, I don't know if, I don't know how credible this source is. Oh, no, it says Brian Alvarez. Never mind. That's pretty credible.
Well, if she is, congratulations
Right?
to hopefully new mom. I mean, yo, that's great for them. That's exciting. I hope that we are now in an era where taking time off to like go have a child is acceptable, and it's not just acceptable, but it's encouraged. And like, we see Becky Lynch doing it. We see Alexa Bliss doing it. So it's not like looked down upon.
Right.
And Naomi said this in her interview with Steph McMahon. Like, this, if anything, of all the things that changed for women, right? Like in terms of how they were portrayed on TV or like how they were put on the product, I think this is probably one of the best improvements, right? Women are wrestling older, right, into their into an old age on television, which would never happen, right, in history, and unless you're Mae Young or Fabulous Moolah, or the pregnancy, right? Like this is a really cool thing for women. So if that's the case, allegedly, congratulations to Naomi Uso for the package incoming. Good luck, and you'll see.
Time will
hope she's
tell.
ready.
Time will definitely tell.
What's up?
You got any more pops or chair shots, or are we sending them home?
I got one more pop. All right. Well, I got two more pops. Number one, AAA is apparently getting a remodel. Well, actually, I don't know if this is a pop. This might be between a pop and a chair shot. I'm kind of undecided. AAA is getting a duo there now now that the WWE has purchased it. I don't know how I feel about it.
They're getting a
Now, the
do-over, you
AAA
said?
Not a do-over. They're getting a new logo.
Oh, new
And
logo.
Yeah, a new logo. With that being said, this is a slippery slope, right? You go from having this legitimate company, legitimate Mexican company, you purchase it, and now you're gonna whitewash it with this new logo, right? And that's on the trailer.
Okay.
On the other hand, their logo is ugly as shit.
Is it?
It's the 3 A's, and then it's got like the 3 slashes across, and it's got like the Mexican flag colors on the slashes. The badge is silver, and the A is like.
I see it here.
There it is.
It's
I
not
think
that. Yeah, it's not appealing, but I don't think it's very different. Let me see what the old one looks like. I feel like I've seen this before.
They might just make it into like the WWE kind of. They make the A look like the W's.
Oh, so it's.
I don't know.
The A's were the A's were in the same place. This didn't have this circle thing behind it and this logo thing, but it's kind of just similar. But I see what they're doing. I mean, a more corporate look, right, for the corporate entity that purchased them, right?
I guess, but it's a slippery slope, right? You start sanitizing or like whitewashing the product.
Give CMLL CMLL more ammunition for their war against you now.
Yeah, it's true. Look, oh, fucking laughing.
That's how they feel. Here's a pop for ya. Nick Nemeth and the coach, Jonathan Coachman, had an idea for John Cena's last match. Check this out. Gauntlet.
Feedback on this, because we throw out all these names, and it can't be this guy, can't be this guy. What if they throw the seriousness out the window, and they had a match where it's technically a gauntlet match, but it's about 6 or 7 of the biggest names from John Cena's career that come out, and it could be a quick, just funny thing, whatever. But yet it just clips through about 7 guys in about 20 minutes. That might be entertaining. What do you think?
That's a really great idea, because there is so many people in his past, and then it opens the door to, like, you get a rub. So, like, you get an Obafemi comes out. Whoa, we're putting over NXT. Yeah. This goes in the record books. Braun Breaker comes out. He eats a spear, but he barely kicks out, and he gets a roll up on him. Oh, who's coming out next?
Yeah.
Then you get Seth Rollins with his
go.
group all around the ring, and then someone saves it, and they break
Hornswoggle.
Then you get Carmelo Hayes comes out. Like, what? Then Randy's music. Hell, Brock's music hits. What the hell? And then finally you get one last holy moment. And everybody loses, and maybe it's Rock. And he walks down, and he walks down, he's got the vest on, he's not even ready to wrestle. And then he, like, points. Or he says, one more time, right now, ring the bell. And you get that Rocky poster where they finish.
I see it.
By the way, I just making that up, gave myself goosebumps.
I see it. I see it.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That's a dope concept. I would hope they use it, but they won't.
They won't. But, yo, even, like, on a Monday Night Raw, whatever, that is a great. Yo, have Cena, like, on his last Monday Night Raw, have him wrestle for 2.5 hours. like, yo, that's it. We're done with you.
We're milking it, baby.
We're gonna milk the shit. Like, yo, we fucked up with this whole heel thing. Yo, this whole heel thing was trash. So to make up for it, we're doing a gauntlet for 2.5 hours, and we're gonna have every person you've ever wrestled.
I ain't mad at it.
Even we're just gonna drag their dead bodies out here. So everybody.
Well,
I'm with.
I'm with it, and I'm with
my last pop though. Is shout outs to Shooting the Echelon, Ace Austin signing.
Official AEW All Elite Shooting the Echelon.
Graphic. He's set. I saw that tab open. That was BBC's.
Yeah.
Yo, so shout outs to Ace Austin, yo, Shooting the Echelon, and you can check out all our Shooting the Issues on Spotify. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and everywhere you get your fix.
That's right, baby. It's 10 count till 10 toe. We'll see you next week for 356, baby. Might be live from a place near you. Shout outs to Elmwood.
Subscribe and like, hit that button right now. All right, follow us on Twitch, SoundCloud.